This is going to be a very unpopular video among Trump supporters, but I say fuck Donald Trump and fuck his supporters. Just like I said fuck Barack Obama and fuck his supporters too. You people think he is draining the swamp, but he is. He is draining the swamp. He's removing the creatures he doesn't like and replacing them with creatures he does like. I'm here at OpenSecrets.org, and they pose the question: Trump's top donors, where are they now? They have been installed in the swamp. And this is from January, so a lot more has happened since then. It doesn't catch everything, but it will give you somewhat of a picture of the swamp creatures he is putting in places that they probably shouldn't be. Alright, so 1 year ago from this article, President Donald Trump's inauguration broke records. Not in turnouts, but in inaugural donations. Trump pulled in $107 million in individual contributions, nearly doubling President Barack Obama's 2009 record of $53 million. With the donations came a set of perks for top donors: intimate dinners with Vice President Pence, exclusive luncheons with cabinet appointees and congressional leaders, tickets to inaugural balls, dinners, and luncheons with appearances by Trump. The money came flooding in from corporate executives, owners of U.S. sports teams, and other wealthy benefactors. And this year, some came calling back. The Center for Responsive Politics assessed Trump's relationships with his top donors a year after the January 20th, 2017 inauguration. Some now hold ambassador positions, while others have developed close relationships with the administration. Inaugural donors. Chief among the top donors was Sheldon Adelson, a GOP mega-donor and CEO of the largest casino company in the United States, Las Vegas Sands Corp. He doled out $5 million for Trump's inauguration fund. Something about Sheldon Adelson is he is a dual citizenship to Israel. That should tell you something. And by the way, Donald Trump has not had a America First policy. He has had an Israel First policy. The donation was not only Trump's largest inaugural contribution, but the largest individual donation made to any presidential inaugural committee. He and his wife, Miriam Adelson, also donated nearly $83 million to Republicans in the 2016 election. Like I keep telling you, they're not draining the swamp. They are simply replacing their preferred creatures. In the past year, Adelson has pressed Trump to follow through on his campaign pledge to relocate the U.S. Embassy to Israel, which has happened, right? The Adelsons reportedly have been disappointed in Trump's failure to keep a campaign pledge to move the embassy to Jerusalem on his first day of office. So it didn't happen fast enough for these people. Home Depot CEO Bernie Marcus, who donated $7 million to dumps. I said dumps. That's probably a good description. even though it was a Freudian slip. Trump's campaign effort, but was not an inaugural donor, also has a vested interest in the region as founder of the Israel Democracy Institute, another individual linked to Israel. And I know some of you Christians out there who might stumble across this video and continue to watch because you're curious about what I'm going to say. You think that the Jews or Jewish people are God's chosen and anointed. It's pretty convenient. Jews wrote the Bible and happened to put that in there. Isn't it? Okay, but he is not the only inaugural donor who may have turned his contribution into special access to the administration, and that is Bernie Marcus, the CEO of Home Depot. And by the way, he is a Jew. In April, coal baron Robert Murray, who donated $300,000 to the inauguration, gave Trump a detailed to-do list of environmental rollbacks, according to the New York Times. And I know New York Times isn't worth a shit, but this actually happened. As if we don't already have enough of these mega corporations dumping all kinds of shit into our environment. Well, they're going to, and look, I'm not a fan of regulations, especially those who affect individuals. But these mega corporations, they need to be kept in check, and they're not. They're not. And as a result, we have a polluted world that's becoming more and more unlivable with each passing day. And the only solution to save the human race is to find another planet. And guess what? We don't have the technology to do that. I know you guys expect Jesus to come down from the clouds and to save everybody who's been a worthy follower of his, and the Jews, of course. But the Bible is just a watered-down, more poetic version of the Sumerian writings. When you look at the cross, the reason that's even a thing is because when Planet X, Nibiru, comes through our solar system, it looks like a giant cross in the sky. But I digress. So, there's Robert Murray, and Donald Trump is on track to check off most of Murray's wish list. Son of R.W. Habash, a Venezuelan lobbyist, donated $666,000 to the inauguration. Sat in on meetings about sanctions on Venezuela. Now, if I were a religious fanatic, religious nut, which I'm not, I would have read something into that 666. In the past year, a series of Trump donors or their close relatives have also been appointed to U.S. or as U.S. ambassadors. Notable among them is Robert Wood Johnson, the owner of the New York Jets. Johnson donated $1 million to the inauguration. In August, he was sworn in as the U.S. ambassador to the United Kingdom. Joseph Kraft III, President and CEO of Alliance Resource Partners, was another $1 million donor to the inaugural committee. His wife, Kelly Knight Kraft, was sworn in as the U.S. ambassador to Canada in September. Douglas Manchester, owner of Manchester Financial Group, and another $1 million inaugural donor, was nominated for a position as the U.S. ambassador to the Bahamas in May. Manchester is now awaiting a re-nomination from Trump because of a Senate rule. Campaign donors. Many of the top inaugural donors also donated millions in support of Trump's presidential campaign. Trump's top campaign donor, Robert Mercer, the billionaire CEO of the hedge fund Renaissance Technologies, poured more than $15 million into outside groups to get Trump elected. Mercer also donated $1 million to the Trump inaugural committee. PayPal co-founder Peter Thiel donated $1 million to Trump's campaign efforts and $100,000 to the inauguration. And this is why Donald Trump has done absolutely nothing to stop the Jewish-owned leftist media from mega censorship of conservative people and middle-of-the-road people. I myself was censored. My channel was taken down, and I had to start all fucking over just when I started making money off of doing these videos. Ain't that a bitch? Let's see, where did I leave off here? Right. Each were top campaign donors, and each held close relationships to the administration. Of the more than $400 million raised to elect Trump, about $50 million was raised by Trump's top 13 contributors, and there is a chart of these contributors. Renaissance Technologies, owned or CEO Robert Mercer. We talked about him. We also talked about Marcus Bernard Marcus Family Foundation. We've talked about all of these. And one thing you're not going to know, because they've changed their names, is most of these people are Jewish. I find it very funny that mainstream media chose to fixate themselves on Russian collusion when all along it was collusion with Israel. I mean, there's more and more and more about Donald Trump coming out. Take, for example, his kind of perverse relationship with his daughter. I've showed in other videos interviews with Trump talking about things that you should never talk about in the same sentence with the name of your child. For example, he said they had sex in common. But, you know, as long as it's your kind of creature, it's cool, right? This is one of the reasons why I pray every day for the apocalypse. Because we're going to have to continue to live under these despots until the end. You know why? Because people are too fucking lazy and stupid to get up and fight for themselves. Anyway, if you agree with me, give my shitty video a thumbs up. Give my channel a subscription. And if I'm worthy of your spare change, my PayPal link is below. Until next time, fuck you, fuck Donald Trump, and fuck all of his supporters.